the important data set we should have on OGD and how we can grow forward in our ranking in the uses of this data. And before that, we have also circulated a form as I have mentioned, and that form, if all of you have filled in, please submit, because it just gives a potential list of the data sets which we think are important. And as DG sir has rightly said, this is our perspective that we have made a list, but you need to rate it, that how useful are these data sets. And I will not go through the objectives of Open Government Data Platform and all, which Nita ma'am has exhaustively covered. And just to give the top 20 contributors of data set, it is RGI and Census Commissioner of India, around 3,614 data sets. Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, all the data is online, automatic from their system, which is 2,268. Planning Commission, erstwhile Planning Commission, now it has changed to Niti Aayog, so we do not know what will come from there, but it was 1,560. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, 1,434. Department of Health and Family Welfare, 1,390. Ministry of Water Resources, 1,060. Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, 476. Central Electricity Authority, 475, Rajya Sabha 248, and NCRB 234. This was just an overview of the type of data which we have. I now invite the distinguished panelists on the dais. Please join. I would request Ministry of Railways, Data Controller from Ministry of Railways, Madam Hazarika. Data Controller from Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Madam Swain. ARGI is already here, Deepak Rastogi sir. Ministry of Power, Central Electricity Authority, Mr. Hemant Pandey. Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Dr. Mohan Chutani. Could you please join us on the dais, sir?
Is this sort of an election type?
Excuse me, can I ask one question myself? Who is taking this question?
Hello sir, ma'am, we were basically a lot of requirements for data sets. So on the citizens we have done some surveys, some kind of a survey. If you would like, you can share the results first. Maybe then you can share. Alka, why not share the results?
You already have the results.
Yes, we already have compiled by you were addressing the.
So will that not bias the responses?
Sir, as is, sir. With your permission. Ma'am, which way? Should we share it later? Sir, as is.
That can be said later also, but it was actually, I was interested to know what people want.
Yeah, so ma'am, that
We
is
have
what.
some idea of what people want. Number two question also is your permission. The first question is which first 5 are the high value data. So is it going to be ministry wise, department wise, or?
Possibly, I think, because you will know about your domain better than anybody else. So there is no harm in announcing, making it clear. Because each will have its own domain. So
Yes, it is the domain specific data
You
which
put that to domains and then we will later on.
yeah, we will want that also
So
later.
our mandate is to make top 50 or top 100 data sets at the end of this thing.
So it's not that somebody will get left out.
Yes.
So Mr. Pandey.
So basically, I think that in power sector, everyone wants to know every day that what is the position in our country, what power we have and how much we are consuming the power and how much demand we have. So first thing I think that we can have that the daily power supply position.
Supply and consumption.
Supply and consumption. How much we have demand and how much we are making available.
Currently we do not have power.
Currently we are publishing monthly data, and daily we are not able to do that because that data is available with our other organizations, not the states, but other organizations, that is POSOCO. And I think we would, in shortly, we would like to advise them that they can share, as the Secretary Sir has said, that they can make them on board, and because their data is available on their website, that can be, I think, easily integrated.
Linked up with your platform. Yeah. Okay, so that is power supply and consumption.
Yes.
Anything else?
Second is generation. Everyone wants how much generation, how much we are generating from where, and what is the
position.
That's
real-time data.
Yeah, recently, we have right now we are publishing monthly data, but we want to go daily. Because in our department, we are publishing daily report also on generation and what is the availability of coal and gas every day. So I want to integrate that also on everyday basis, and
that is very important.
Yes. Yeah. So that I think on daily basis, that daily generation report, we are in process that we have to work with.
But tell me, this is cross country. You will be cutting across all states.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. Whole country. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. And
you may not have 5. If you do this,
I think that this is the most important data. Yeah.
Then, would you like to add? Who's next? I think.
Ministry of Railways. As far as railways are concerned, most people would want to know about, running of trains, of course, availability of reservation tickets, then also of the, now we've also gone into e-demand registration, and we're also doing allocation for freight. That, then a lot of requests we also want to, people want to know about road over bridges, right of way, that kind of information. Most of it is actually available on our website, so probably we'll have to just sort of...
Can you link it up?
Yeah.
The railways is such a department where there is huge public interface on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
If you could put it on the open platform, I think...
Actually, we, even retiring group booking and all that, we've done all that, we've all gone online, so, you can do it on our website and do it. But to give that kind of information, I'll see what can be done and I'll take what you have. Also, we are quite actively participating in this mygov.in. So from there also a lot of, whatever is emanated, we are trying to address that. In fact, in our budget, we addressed a lot of those issues. Our minister is very, keen on that kind of thing. So we've addressed a lot of those issues in the budget this year. In fact, I'm just coming from a launch of paperless, unreserved ticketing on mobile. We've just created an app today, and we are starting as a pilot in Chennai. This was also a request from a lot of passengers of Suburban. So actually this is quite a good platform, I must say, that mygov.in. Yeah. And here also we'll give the whatever.
Participated with the keyword nowadays.
Yeah.
So do you have any other suggestions other than this?
There are a lot of demand, ma'am. Actually, then what happens when you have this app, one way to give information in, let's say, English or one language. What people are trying to do is inclusive service. Supposing same information could be presented to different communities in different dialects. So that kind of value add public or our community can do if your data is in open form, right? Or in app. So that a lot of people are asking for railway timetable data, railway fare data to be able to convert innovative apps.
No, we actually do it in languages. It is mandatory for us, state-wise, to publish a timetable in the regional language also.
Yes. So once we get in open format, that's the only technology transaction we have to do. It'll be upgraded.
Give it in the open format.
Yeah, fine.
We'll
value addition.
Actually, we got it done only last week, so maybe we'll interact with her further.
No, we'll do that.
Railway, I think Minister is very progressive. I think he was addressing us yesterday.
In the civil service field.
Yeah. So he's in that digital governance mode and all.
That's why.
So we must put it on open platform.
We've adopted your e-Samiksha also yesterday. Read Samiksha.
It also needs to be automatic in terms of being able to update itself.
That's
Open
immediate.
first and
Otherwise it will not allow.
It has to be automatic. Yeah.
I am from Minister of Corporate Affairs, and our stakeholders actually are many. It starts with the companies who are registered with us, and this goes to the bankers, investors, depositors, to of course the capital market. So there are various stakeholders, and depending on the stakeholders, the interest for the data also will be many. And anybody like a common citizen also, like I can say for a real estate company, everybody is a stakeholder for a real estate company because we are all investing money in real estate in somewhere or other. Having said that, if you think of the importance of the data, which is the most important data, is actually the company's master data. That gives a lot of information. I did not include researchers. We are also getting questions from researchers and public people's representative through the parliament questions and parliament committees about a lot of data that is required. Since the e-governance has already taken off in our ministry, so all the transactions related to this ministry's work, which is a regulatory ministry, are online. So automatically all the data gets into the repository and it gets stored into the repository. Of them, the data which is already in the public domain is company's master data without any payment. Anybody can open any company's name and get some minimum information about a company, which includes the name of the company, the state where it is registered, registered office address, the contact persons, the key managerial persons, telephone number and address, then which category the company belongs to, authorized capital, weight of capital of the company as on a particular date on which it has been, because it is a transactional data that gets changed automatically also. Also the last date of AGM held and the last year for which the balance sheet and profit and loss accounts have been filed. And that also gives whether the company is in the status of the company is active or it is closed or it is dormant. If you think of the enormity of the data, as of today, more than 14 lakh companies, close to 15 lakh companies have been registered as of today. Not all of them are active. Little more than 10 lakh companies are in the active status. Others are either closed or dormant or dissolved or liquidated. The data repository maintains all the companies' information, even the companies which have been closed.
Including non-listed companies?
Yes. That includes listed companies, unlisted companies. The category of companies are also listed, unlisted. Then companies limited by share, companies limited by guarantee. No, not partnership, because Partnership Act is administered by the ministry, but it is not a very activated act now, and it is actually the registration takes at the state level, so it doesn't come to the central government level. We have data on the companies registered under Companies Act and also under LLP, which is the new business model that is started in 2009, that is limited liability partnership. Ajay said the company's master data is always available, but one can open in the...
Is it in the open platform?
That's what I'm trying to say. Anybody can open through the website and one can get one company at a time. You have to know the name of the company to open it.
Why don't you put it on the...
So which we are actually discussing, the weekend data, like if somebody wants to know how many companies are there, the list of companies in a particular state, the list of companies in a particular industry,
nature of business for
in a particular industry, in a particular business, like whether the list of companies in steel industry or automobiles or in real estate, private security companies, there can be so many categories. Even though I was told by your economic advisor of the ministry that no, ministry doesn't have the information of the list of companies engaged in IT. So I have said yes, we can always give that. It is only when the parliamentarians ask for the question, we provide them the list. So now I am trying to put entire list in the website.
You will benefit by putting it on the open platform.
It has to be put in. So that master data can definitely be placed on the website and we will do it very soon. Because it is not an effort and these are all shareable information. It's not that it is a secret information. Beyond that, the informations that we have, like many people would have also faced this, the companies also change the name.
There is a process.
There is a process, but one can also browse through. So those are the type of nitty-gritty which we have to bring in phase-wise in that. So that if anybody from outside wants to know, I have invested in some company and the company's name changed. So one day I'm giving a check in one name, next year I have to give a check to the same company in another name. It has also happened.
But these are exceptions.
So these will be exceptions. So this type of information, the director's information, those informations are also there, but we can give that. So for the time being, master data is the first thing which we like to place.
Yeah, please do that on the open.
Which contains about 10 to 11 attributes.
That should be good enough. And as Secretary mentioned, some items can be anonymized, right? There is some
On the master data, there is nothing.
no such issue. And since your department is very commercial and economically oriented, very key economic ministry, so you must put this on open platform. It will give a lot of scope for research and improvement and value addition. So you have noted there, you have anything specific on the department?
No, the news request managed cooperation because sir, in an international arena, whenever you try to calculate in open index, company registered data is one of the very important
very
and we have been so far showing blank there. So we really request Chutani to support us so that we could bring this data here.
So next time champion bana doge na?
Sir, thank you so much.
I am from Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, specifically Office of Economic Advisor, but I am supposed to be data controller for the entire. Now, the primary data set, the most sought after data set that our department generates is the wholesale pricing. So that is widely used and it is already there on our department's website as well as on the open platform. It is already there. So it is regularly updated. It's a monthly frequency, is a monthly format. And we have three major categories, primary articles, then we have manufactured products, and then we have fuel and other related this thing. So, and there are about 646 items under these three categories all put together.
Does your
So
basket change over time?
it changes over time, but after due consideration. The current basket was decided in 2010. The new basket was launched in 2010, but with a base year of 2004-05. Now work has already proceeded and it is in quite an advanced stage to make a new basket with a base of 2011-12 in synchronous with GDP data, in synchronous with IIP data, and in synchronous with CPI consumer price index base. Base is synchronous, almost is going to be synchronous. Now with the current indications, by around this time next year, around April or so next year, it is expected that we will be able to finish the work for we have to collect backlog data, we have to we verify the data, and then we have to calculate the index, and then we have to stabilize the index, new index. After doing all this and taking approval from authorities concerned, and also taking into account the National Statistical Commission's suggestions. So finally, we are expecting it to launch it by next year around this time.
Till then, the current basket.
Till then, the current basket will continue, and hopefully let's hope.
Which are already on open platform.
And we will put it in the open platform once it is approved and once it is launched.
So the current one is already on open.
It's already on the open platform.
This is also very key economic data, which
And in fact, the entire economy gets affected. It's in data on inflation, basically.
macro.
It gives a macro picture, but within the macro picture, we have the micro picture also. How those 646 commodities that are part of this thing, how they are moving. In fact, this is widely used for research, policy making, but also widely used for what you call contract escalation clauses.
Okay, yeah.
By various
Price
players,
escalation.
public sector, private sector, and they keep on sending us a lot of queries. Though we are not a party to any of these contracts, but we keep, give them whatever clarification we can give without involving ourselves as a party to the.
So they can pick it up from the web.
Yeah, they do pick it up from the web. The only thing is that sometimes changes, basket changes from, say, now it will change from 2004-5 days to 2011-12. Now the nomenclature, the classification, and the importance of the commodities changes. So sometimes people have issues with, it was there in the earlier basket, they were used to that kind of calculation.
The contract
Now it is not there. So then we say it is up to you to settle, use a wider this thing, or use a proxy group which comes nearest to you, this thing. So it is widely used data, and there is a lot of demand for this data. So a lot of researchers, a lot of
probably your data has improved their rank.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is one set. And another set of data that comes from us is this monthly index of 8 core industries. We have a lot of industrial data. So core infrastructure, the 8 main infrastructure sector areas, which includes coal, crude oil, natural gas, refinery products, fertilizers, steel, cement, electricity. So we get it from various ministries, various sources, and then we compile and give an overall picture of what is happening on a monthly basis.
But do the line ministries themselves have the data published?
Yes, they have, but we do it in a collective format. And ultimately, our data also feeds into IIP, Index of Industrial Production. So bulk of the data that we gather here, it also feeds into IIP. So DIPP has a lot of, is doing a lot of work on statistical front also, because it gets fed into other databases.
Okay, anything?
There are other data sets which I don't think are available on the open platform, but are available on the ministry's website.
Can they be?
I will check with the originators of those sections, those units, which important data like monthly data on industrial licenses, monthly data on letters of intents,
They must be open.
sector-wise monthly data on FDI equity flows. FDI equity flows is already there. Country-wise monthly data on FDI inflows, state and region-wise FDI equity inflows. So I'll check with these originators. Yes, foreign direct investment, again, that is used for various researchers, a lot of stakeholders are there in the macro and micro system in the country. So they use this data, they look forward to how these things are panning around. These are very good
high quality data.
High quality data. I'll check with my originators with various sections if they can be put in. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I represent National Crime Record Bureau. Before I tell anything, I would like to give the background. NCRB was created in 1987 with the mandate of data collection and dissemination. Fingerprint Bureau is also with us, and comparison of Indian Police. So this is the basic mandate of NCRB. We have been publishing crime statistics since 1953. That was the oldest form of crime in India. Earlier it was a very small publication. Now we have got very type of data, and volume has greatly increased. There is little handicap on this in the sense because data is collected manually and is collected from police station level, where a literate constable does the filling of data. So we go by the principal offence rule, where say in case a murder along with the rape is there. So because whichever offence is the serious offence or having the highest punishment is taken as that head is counted under that head. So it will count under murder head, not the rape. Recently they have revised the performer to make it more varied, and the data which are sensitive to or are more commonly required by the general public and parliament we have DeitY performer, but we are hopeful that the moment this CCTV project become fully functional, whatever is the data fed at the police station, the field area, you can have very kind of retrieval, different combination and all kind of act involved in a particular case that will be possible. So because some of the states were lagging behind in the implementation, hopefully in next few months time it will be fully functional. Till that time, last year we revised the perform with the consulted with the Ministry of Home Affairs, and the data is under collection. Hopefully in another 1 month's time we'll get data from all the states and UTs, and we'll make a publication. So we are printing 4 publications. One is Crime in India on general crime, then accident, death and suicides in India, fingerprint in India, and prison statistics. So main demand of general public is on crime. So our high value data set is crime against women, which is a common discussion in media as well as in parliament also. Then crime against children. Then we have on the nature of crime, this is the amount of property stolen and recovered, crime against the CST. Then we have data on this motor vehicle and the last system also. We have internally class system where the online search on missing persons and unidentified dead bodies are there. Then on vehicle also we call it Mohan Samnay, where people can search whether any vehicle is stolen and any recovered vehicle is there. And our, as already been told that we have more than 230 data set on open data portal. So we'll further improve on this in coming time.
Okay, now we have another set of questions. Do you have anything on crime hotspots? But this is all in...
No, we are in publication we are doing data analysis and we'll further improve that. We are doing on that.
But on the sort of geospatial...
We are on that job.
Yes, I just wanted to add that for the region-centric domains, we already have the e-Kranti framework and digital framework, where we have 44 MMPs. So probably in the first phase, we can focus on the departments to bring the data sets on the open format, and also through an automatic connector mechanism so that these data sets can be made available to the wider ecosystem of app developers and citizens and everyone. So these 44 domains which are already approved by the cabinet as the mission mode projects, those can be the
31 plus 13.
13 yes.
So they may be all...
Yeah, they may be all sitting here, so I think you all would be knowing that recently the National E-Governance Plan 2.0 has been approved, which we have named as e-Kranti. Under the e-Kranti framework, the number of MMPs, the mission mode projects, has increased from 31 under NGP, earlier NGP, to 44 now. So these 44 departments, they are listed, you already know the NGP departments. So these departments can be the first targets for ensuring that the data sets are available in open format and the data is made live and uploaded in real time through automatic connector or through APIs with the concerned departments backend databases. So that can be the first phase of our effort to ensure that all the high value data sets are made available in open format for the others to use.
So these are more service oriented. So you will have a lot of transactional data. Okay, now advisor road transport wanted to add something. Please, Mike.
We have data on roads, vehicles, and road accidents, and it's quite huge data. We are publishing annually, and it is in demand. A lot of researchers they are asked for this data, and it is given to Parliament and other organizations.
Is it on the open platform?
Some of it is
already in our main ministries platform, as well as some of these data are in the main platform also, open platform also. But what is most important is the road accident.
Accident hotspots.
Yes, out of the 5 lakhs accidents that are taking place every year, more than 1.5 lakh people are dying on roads.
1,37,000 people are dying.
You can identify the hotspots and where exactly that.
That we have also been trying to get data from police department and in coordination with the roads.
Ideally, you should have it on geospatial platform so you can identify.
Give us data, we can ask some our hackathons and all to do some apps for this.
Why do we do that?
Therefore, we need integration with the health also. Because when people
That's why you should put it on open. No?
yeah. Roads, we need immediately health.
The nearest medical facility.
Yeah, our stakeholders are health department, roads,
Police.
police.
And they will public locations accurately. So you set to GPS enabled so that exact spot is located.
People want to know who was available, at the spot that time or not, and how much time they took to take the victims to the hospital and how.
Basically, you should have the hotspots identified and the nearest medical facility is there.
We are getting a lot of RDAs also on this.
So you will be able to add value only when you are on open platform. Then the
some of the data can be put on.
I think most of your data can be put. Okay, now pollution. Pollution. As we see that.
Sir, we have the data controller from pollution also.
You want to add something? Mr. Rastogi.
Actually, I have already told about the data from Office of the Registrar General Census Commission of the Census in the morning. Then apart from census, actually we also deal with the civil registration and vital status system in the country. Under the civil registration system, we register the birth and death in the entire country. This is being implemented by the state governments, and we administer the act, the registration of birth and death act. So we provide the level of registration in the country. Presently it is around 84% as far as birth is concerned, and around 67% as far as death are concerned. So this level of registration, it is a cause of concern actually, and at international level also some meetings were held where we have committed by 2020 we shall reach to 100%. So that is our commitment. And since this CR system is not complete, it is incomplete, so it does not provide the vital indicators. So what we have done, we have initiated a sample registration system. So we estimate the vital rates like crude birth rate, crude death rate, infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, on aggregate basis at national level and also at state level. But for minor states and for districts, we are not able to estimate the states because of the lack of sample size. Because sample size doesn't permit us to
optimum.
Yeah, that is not it. So this is the civilization system, and that data is yet to be shared with the open environment data platform. No.
It is the aggregate data.
Yeah,
The aggregate
data is shared. And I am told that we shall also take the initiative to share it. And apart from this, we have the national population register also, in which we have a register of around 120 crore people in the country, and there is also exercise also going on. And this is the entire thing about the ORGI which we are dealing with.
So whatever aggregate data you can put on.
That's right.
Sir, can we ask if other data?
I think we have pollution control who wanted to say.
Yeah.
Sir, can I make, I'm from the Department of Legal Affairs. I am data controller.
Yeah.
So, in fact, sir, in the Department of Legal Affairs, who looks after litigation, we have more than 3.5 crore cases.
Yeah.
And we give lot of advices to the department, all the departments, all the governments. And that is a very high value advices because the issues are very complicated. But our problem is that we are all legal advisors from the legal services. We are not, we don't know these IT things and all. So my question to you is, can there be any consultancy or hackathon kind of exercise for the Department of Legal Affairs? Because we can generate lot of high value data, including law commission reports, including the legislations, and including these disputes resolution, arbitration, and
Actually, specific kar lenge.
yes.
Targeted on law.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Now you tell.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Sudhakar from Central Pollution Control Board. We have a lot of air quality and water quality being monitored from the years 1970s. We have data, and this is basically earlier it was all manual collection of the data through the state agencies, and then we are compiling quarterly and yearly or annual reports, which we were publishing. And previously we have shared this data in the open formats, and this being a yearly data generated, we felt that it is of not that much useful for the people, though it will be helping them for the research, but it is not going to help them in the context that if I want to take any advisory, for example, if the air quality is not good, then probably I will be in a position to plan my activities accordingly, because this is the scenario today. The last 6 months or so, if you see, Delhi air quality is one of the most talked subject in the newspaper and media. So what we thought it was the last year, we have gone towards developing a real-time system where we can actually publish the data for the public to know it, and then they can plan according to their activities. But again, it is we scientists and technical people, we complicate the things so much. Then when we started publishing the data, nobody is able to understand what is this ozone and what is this sulfur dioxide, how they actually really matter to the common person. So then we felt that there is a need for air quality index, which like Census by seeing 30 stocks out of so many thousands of stocks, use every day conclude that whether we are going up or down, and we say that if the market is down, then we conclude that everything is bad, though it is only representing 30 stocks. So, but something is representative is required. So, what we have done is out of 12 parameters we are monitoring on real-time basis. That means every 15 minutes we get data. Then we thought every hourly let us publish a AQA, that is air quality index. So that's what we have done it, and this month, April 6th, the Prime Minister has launched the AQA for Delhi, and about 10 cities data is today available. And our plans are that we are going to publish this data for about 80 cities in the next coming 3 to 4 years, where infrastructure is still not ready. So already we have some 34 cities, infrastructure is ready, we can publish the data, and probably in a period of 6 months or so we will be able to publish the data for all these cities, about 34 cities. For the remaining about 50 cities, we will be coming out with the AQA in the next 3 to 4 years. Because there the equipment has to be ordered and they have to be installed, and then we have to start getting the data, and the state agencies will be taking care of that. So this is as far as
I just wanted to ask you, the primary data also you are putting on the web?
Yes.
Or you are only giving the
processed data we are not keeping here, because the data as it is generated, it has some internal checks, online checks are there, and based on that online checks the data is put on the website. So straight away the AQA is coming. Only
you should put the original data.
So only it is coming with a disclaimer, and then subsequently the analysis of the report, and then the data of how actually it is going to affect and all that, we are going to come out. That is something
you might have some idea about only sulfur dioxide, only, I don't know.
No, it is an index now. Now the index will tell you if it is a moderate and other color coding is given, and based on that color coding you can conclude whether it is safe to go or it is not safe. That's what you can
but
actually...
there can be many other researches on individual items, which are preventing by not putting the open data.
So that data is also available. The real, like sulfur dioxide, it is measured in microgram. So that is also available on our website. So it is, so that we have to now actually link up that real-time data. So far we are not linked up any data with them. So that is automatically we have to link up with the open platform, so that it is available for the people who are they want to do the research. Similarly, we are doing for water quality also. We are already planning 130 stations on River Ganga, and the similar way the data also will come for the river. And industrial data also, we have some sets we have kept in the open data form, but the industries, the information we are not immediately ready to share, because there is a third-party industries also involved in it. So we have to take their opinion before it is placed in the public domain. So these are the certain measures already taken by Central Police Bureau, and I will be very happy to share this data. And probably I think with the help of Mishra and Alka, we will be able to put this data online to the public domain. Thank you.
We are recently planning to put up a community.
Yeah. already you have planned.
Okay, now
somebody else with you.
I think you want.
Yes, sir. I am Pradeep Chaturvedi. I am data controller for Rastogi. We had put some 240 data sets, which could be ready to members only. But while analyzing for the last 1 year, I have some suggestion or the inputs for DeitY also for NIC and the other data controllers of colleagues of mine here. We have a repository of the question and answer. And if we go through that part, I'm saying Ms. Swain has also, the parliament asks the questions, and everybody is asking the question. And there is a syndicate of the members of parliament who is making the questions for the members of parliament. And if we can make out some metadata or the clusters of the subject, most of the questions pertains to the statics. Fortunately, I am looking at the question, two groups of question also, covering around 35 ministries. Now, in the Swachh Bharat Mission, the smart cities, malnutrition, these are certain areas where the number of ministries are overlapping answers. And if we have a data set, my worry starts with that part. If we are a repository of the questions, we are a repository of the answers also, is available in data sets. If we want to convert into open data, it's very difficult for us to make a cluster. So if we can identify the metadata, because Rastogi has already started the work for the last 10 years. We made already an application to ministry to upload the answer directly on the website. So everything is available on the website. So when answers are available, so other ministry can also get help from the data sets to what actually data is available. And now the questions are asking whether it is DPIP or the corporate affairs or the rural development. The members are asking the question on data or the statics for the last 5 years or for 3 years. This, if it is available on the data side, it could be helpful for everyone also. This is already available in a scattered manner, and I think if we see the unique debate of a particular day in Rastogi, 65% debate contains the question and answers only. And out of this 65 question and answer, 40% contains the data sets itself. If we have a huge data sets, so the question we have put on that part, how can we go from mission mode to the national e-governance project? It could be the DeitY category call and ask the ministries to identify that metadata or the something of that sort while sending the answers. Because with our effort for the last 10 years, we had compared now out of 175 questions, only 10 questions remain left for uploading answer in real time, that is within 2 days time. Some 2 or 3 ministers are able to put the answer. Earlier it was around 100 is the pending one. It has improved now, answers are put on, but if we can analyze in different way, so Rastogi data set could have been maybe in thousands or maybe in lakhs if we put the data set. We had asked Mr. Prasad also who is helping and Mr. Addl. If Alka ji or Nita ji can make a call and visit a control.
I don't think that is a problem at all. We will have solution to you. Yeah. And not only Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha will.
The same thing, the answer comes from both the houses. So it can be an easy data set for everyone.
And statistics will be consistent.
Yeah, that's right.
We give different replies with different answers. So that's I think.
It will help the ministries and it will help the ministry and the committees also.
Yeah.
So the committees, the questionnaire comes from the all committees to the ministries. If they have data set available, they can give the answers very well to the committees in a proper format also.
We will not be struggling in front of committees.
Yeah, that is the basic idea.
So इसमें हमें भी benefit है भाई, please करिए.
Sir, I want to make a point, sir.
Yeah.
2 things actually. One is when we are providing data, a lot of data is also being used for business purposes and things like that. So, if you could have something about pricing of the data, I mean some kind of format, because it's government again, I mean on what basis do we price and, I mean if there is some kind of a...
Price may be a disincentive, only economists can tell whether it's better to keep it free. Do we add more value to the economy or
by keeping a price? Okay, I mean that's a point to take.
Maybe the free one adds more to the economy.
You have in that, when that
if you take a general equilibrium model, if you take the entire thing together, I don't know whether pricing is the most optimal.
Okay.
In fact, we should do some study on
Yes,
this.
that's what we need. I think we were also advising us. We have to do some study. The NCRB basically says that if
You have given there.
But that's the last option if you have no other option.
Yeah.
But in the spirit of it, it says that moreover, they release data as much as in free of cost. And as far as saying, I think we need to do, and I think it makes a lot of sense to do study that maybe by releasing data in free, we'll be able to develop
You have to see
more
the
economic value.
cost, whether the cost is justified.
Justified so we can perhaps do something as advising, take up some study in this direction.
My hunch tells me it is not worth it. Pricing.
I mean, examples of
establishing the fact that data giving free will generate more economic revenue for the country than maybe
the cost of collecting the price may be higher.
Disseminating to the department.
No, and even you're right, sir. In your government, when you're going to take money from somebody, that itself might delay the process of also providing data. Escrow.
In the ministry's system, this e-governance scheme project is called MCA21. And as I said, the data, lot of data is available in the public domain on payment. I actually told that. Any company's documents can be opened by an outside browser by paying 50 rupees, and that is open for 3 hours. So any document they want to download, they can download an annual report, director's report, balance sheet, profit and loss accounts, etc. And that definitely they do for business purposes. Then they do it, and we collect about 2,000 crores a year. And ministry spend only 200 crores. Ministry's planned and non-planned budget is only 200 crores.
Yeah, आपका तो commercial company है ना? या public is involved. Here I'm talking public versus commercial entity.
One more thing, sir, when people are using the data, that I mean they'll use it for this. Some kind of a statutory requirement should be there that so and so is using or accessing this data. Yeah.
That is a part of the policy. But you will mention it in your...
Yes, sir.
Okay, anything else? Next question.
Yeah, the next question is how can we get data from mission mood projects and national level?
Mention that. If you want to further elaborate on it.
This is a very vital part of the entire efforts towards making all data open. And in this regard, we can focus on the mission mode project I mentioned earlier, which are part of the National Governance Plan. That would go a long way in serving the purpose of making data usable to the larger stakeholder ecosystem. As I mentioned, we now have the NGP 2.0 framework in place. It was approved by the cabinet just in the end of last month. And in the new e-Kranti or NGP 2.0 framework, there are 44 large MMPs, which cover almost all the citizen-centric domains that we can think of. These projects are implemented through 3 mechanisms. One is directly by the central government departments, other is through state governments, and third is through an integrated mechanism consisting of both central government ministries and state governments. So we need to bring the states on board. That's the first key towards ensuring that the data from the MMPs can be made available on the open platform. We need to work with all the departments in individual states to bring their data about services being delivered, about transaction being delivered to the citizens, about the processes, the applications, etc. Those can be made available only when we bring those state departments on board. So that's the key. I had mentioned about this in my morning intervention as well. So idea is that all the MMP departments, 44 of them now, they should be involved, right from the nodal ministry in Government of India to the state government departments, and their back-end system should be modified, or they should be it should be ensured that their applications, they are able to provide data in real-time, online fashion to the open data platform. And the data on the open platform can then be used by the ecosystem stakeholders to make meaningful apps to ensure that the data can be used for the purposes that can be thought of. For example, I would just quote one project where this can be used. E-district project is a very large project which is being implemented by states, and the purpose is that all these citizen-centric services which are being delivered at the district or below district levels, those should be delivered online. it has a large bouquet of services consisting of 10 categories and at least 50 services. So it's a very large basket of services. Now if we work with all the state government departments, actually this project is live in 454 districts out of 670 districts in the country. So 454 districts it is live, and in most of the districts the services being delivered would number 25 plus. So you can just count the number of services we deliver, which is quite large even now. If we work with all the state government departments in different domains which are part of this district mission mode projects, then we can bring those data onto this platform, and this can be made available in open format to all the stakeholders. So we can make a lot of efforts in this direction, and I request all the departments of the concerned 44 domains present here to really take up this activity on a priority basis and ensure that their data, their domain data is opened up and made available on this platform in as soon time as possible. Thank you.
Probably may have to link up with the state government for the transactional data. Okay, now do I need to summarize this? Or do you want me to? So I think on this we had a good discussion on the most favorite type of data to be put. Power came with supply and consumption of electricity, power Department of Power. Then power generation on a daily basis. So these are the two you are promising to.
Can I add a few more things, if you permit?
Yeah.
Basically, as Secretary Sir has told, that basically data is available on different websites. Like in power sector, there are many agencies, data is there. Only that data is integrated. So with the help of NIC, we are going for the national data hub, that is National Power Data Management System, and we are going to implement it. And we are thinking that we will take data directly from them, from that, and that will be from source only. So I think with the NPDMS,
how do you put it onto the open?
yes, that would be, I think,
that's the idea.
yeah. So basically, we are fortunate that NIC is with us, so I think it will be. Exactly. Yes. So that would be. I think other departments may also think on that basis, that if we can share data from directly from servers, that would be better. Yeah.
Single source of truth. Okay, railways, you would be automatic running of trains?
Train schedule.
Okay, train schedule. Availability of ticket, road over bridges, link on open government data, and paperless tickets. No, I think this is.
I was talking about running of trains,
Yeah.
availability of reservation, and all these road over bridge and all that kind of information. And also, still I asked for regional languages.
Tell me this IC, was that ICRTC? IRCTC. What is their data available for open?
Yeah, you go and look for the data. I mean, you're going to book a ticket, then you get the railway's position.
They have a commercial interest.
Yeah, try. Even if you don't buy a ticket, still, I mean, if you want to log in and see that there's
What I'm trying to say, will they be willing to share any open data?
IRCTC does not do that, it is present in the packet. IRCTC is just the
Anyway, railways, I think you can see what public domain you can put these services which are more used by the people. MC, of course, you mentioned all those category-wise data. But that is already on your MC. Some of it is not. Now you put that. For listed, unlisted.
Yes. That status will be given for each company that status.
I think DIPP we discussed wholesale index. I think you already have some. Pollution Control Board. I think main issue in that one was the private data is also being shared.
So actually they were giving some data, but now we'll work with them closely since they've automated their process, and we'll try to get the automatic data.
Crime record data collection, crime statistics. crime in India. They are not yet on the...
NCRB, quite a lot of data is already there, but they are working to get us the other data also, so we are working with them.
Legal, I think you will have to sit together and Rajya Sabha again. Any other issue? I think you also mentioned the issue of this e-governance application having prerequisite to make data to be included in the RFP itself. At the time of RFP, you mentioned that it has to be on open platform.
He was saying that the system is being developed. Alexa was saying e-Kranti. Supposing e-Kranti is correct, whatever new system is developed,
at the time itself,
open data by default should be there. Then no extra work has to be done. It just gets into this. And patching the system is always difficult than putting it right in the beginning. So if that implementation somehow can go from the department, it will really do a lot of.
Basically, open data by default is the
Yes.
So your at the RFP stage itself.
RFP stage itself, IT systems can be.
Like we have started for open source on similar lines.
Yeah, similar lines.
And sir, we also have this open API policy which is now being formulated and will be approved soon. So that mandates provisioning open API to all the government data sets. So that will go a long way in achieving the objective of that will help in integrating the data sets and also making them interoperable. So that.
Right, we can also work with you, write a kind of a one-page document connecting open data, open API, and then circulate and
the entire open thing you bring it out together.
Together, all the three things. Yeah. Maybe we could connect all these three things and then put up a kind of a directive.
And you to put the background also that ultimately it's going for open government and long term.
The larger vision. Yes.
So that's where these small pieces fit in. Open data is one part of a big picture.
One part of the picture.
Very
exactly.
Big. Okay, Alka, now you have the top 10 potential data sets.
We had given the list today in the morning and all the data control.
I think Railway is topping the list.
This is the most useful data which everybody feels should be there. Live data to spot your train, live station, then train between station, train cancelled, rescheduled and diverted. This is the top data that...
There is a similar app for flights. You can track flights in real time. Flight radar. Train can be tracked.
Yes, ma'am, that is what the thing is. If it comes on OGD platform, we work together. Apart from Android, it can be developed by any developer in any of the platforms. Then the second one, sir, as you can see.
Hospital-wise data.
Yes. Then the real interest is again in the real-time air quality data on various parameters.
Individual parameters, not the index.
Then
index thoda non-transparent hai. May not be, but perceptionally.
That means people understand what is SO2.
Some people, researchers might be understanding. How many parameters are there in your index?
8 parameters.
8 parameters. So they want individual 8 data. Okay. Then police station details, of course. Real-time data on water quality.
Real-time data on water quality on various parameters being monitored. This is again a most wanted data. Then list of schools with complete address, number of students and teachers in different classes.
Now we will aggregate this. Schools are.
I think education ministry they have.
Private and public.
So NCRB data control is there, we sharing this data.
Okay. We have data, but as on 2009 data we have, but useful as of now. So actually we conduct a school education survey, but with the time interval of 5 years we conduct that education survey. But I don't think that is useful now. But we are planning to have one school directory system which needs to be updated regularly by states. So that we are planning for it.
But our scholarship portal will collect the school data, no? With the government schools will be able to collect.
Yeah.
Government schools will be able to do that because there is that common application platform there. Usko open mein dal denge.
Only for the scholarship.
Yeah, but the school data will come. Every school will be there. School data is all there. Next.
Common Service Center details, locations, services provided, CSCs. This is again a data.
There is already a CSC locator app which has been developed by the Vikas Media team. We are available on the this mobile governance platform and mobile server platform. It's already there. And data is public domain. Yes.
Google Map
name, address, everything comes.
Okay, next.
Village town-wise data on household facilities like electricity, toilet, drinking
This will
water.
have to depend on state government.
Even from the census can give. So now, that is what is needed.
Good. So, whichever department is able to give, maybe it's this is a very omnibus one.
Electricity.
Isme, I'll tell you what the issue is. They want in one village all the amenities, whereas that may relate to different departments.
Maybe census.
Yeah.
Actually, under census, we collect data on houses and house-listing census. We collect data on condition of houses, amenities available to the household, and assets available with the households. So this electricity, drinking water, toilets, etc., it comes under the amenities available to the households. So that data we collect on a decadal basis in the census, but that is disseminated up to sub-district level only, not below that. But because we got some requirement from various ministries to get data at village level, so what we did, we computed some percentages, and the insurance percentages we supplied to the power department also.
Sampling here.
Yeah.
But एक
So,
आपका
till
तो
now, 10 years ago, 2011 data, we have already reached to 2012.
But suppose electricity is up-to-date data, then we should prefer that.
Village-wide, how much villages are electrified, that data we
He has data on his.
I have data how much villages are electrified. That data.
That because of rural electrification.
But each house we don't have. Yeah.
For using electricity, that we have in the census.
Yeah, that we have.
Then we data of market prices of consumer goods.
Consumer is very broad.
Must be. Then passport request issued pending